when people said good morning this morning, Carlene, they were greeted with gray, cool, well, maybe a little bit wet at some parts. It was just not a sunny day at all today.
Not at all. We were talking about mostly cloudy skies, Jesse. So we were greeted by Mother Nature with the cloud cover to start off the week. It's going to become even more intense as we hit tomorrow and especially on Wednesday with that storm system that's moving in. We're feeling the effects of it right now, especially because temperatures are starting to drop and they're going to keep going in that direction through Wednesday. You're talking about being below freezing right now for Palomar Mountain, the same for Mount Laguna. You also have 50s widespread west of the mountains, but it's a current temperature of 49 degrees for Ramona, 44 for Campo. Wind speeds started to pick up across the mountains as well as the desert with that strong onshore flow. So we have sustained wind speeds currently in the 20s and teens that we're seeing more so towards the east, and those gusts that are also picking up. So you have wind gusts that are in the 30s and 40s, and we're seeing 12 miles per hour for Escondido, 13 for Chula Vista. The teens right now with those gusts across Julian and also for Campo, 32 miles per hour for Boulevard. But it's just going to become even more intense, especially by tonight. So we have a high wind warning that's in effect right now for the mountains as well as the desert. So really strong with those winds picking up, blowing sand and dirt expected across the desert. That will go all the way into tomorrow at 6 p.m. Right before 6 p.m. that's when it will expire. And then you're also talking about gusts up to about 70 miles per hour driving through mountain passes. Very dangerous conditions, especially across the 8. And if you have been on the 8 when you get those strong crosswinds, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So some strong conditions expected through the mountains, and that's going to be the case as we go into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now west of the mountains, we're going to start to have those wind speeds picking up with that low getting closer towards us. We have a wind advisory. That's going to be about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning all the way until 6 p.m. for the coast as well as the inland valleys. Gusts and upwards of 35 miles per hour. I would say now is the time. If you have anything that's outdoors that is not secure, bring it on inside or make sure it is so it doesn't become a projectile when we get these wind gusts picking up for tomorrow. And then also it's going to be driving conditions not favorable tomorrow because we'll have slick roads too. Across the nation we go. You're looking at a massive dip when it comes to the jet stream. Area of low pressure, big trough right across the west, extending towards the Midwest. Everything that you see highlighted, that is a weather watch warning or advisory. Now the clashing of these two air masses and tapping into some moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic, that's the reason for severe thunderstorm watches that have been issued moving into Oklahoma as well as across Dallas. Winter storms across the Four Corners, upwards of a foot of snow across portions of Utah, and then also seeing flood concerns across portions of the South. I can't say that our temperatures are going to be cold when I compare them to areas like Bismarck, North Dakota. It is negative 29 degrees below zero. That's what it feels like right now. And also talking about single digits for Lincoln, Nebraska and for Minnesota. You're looking at 50s tomorrow for your daytime highs west of the mountains. We're going to start off the morning with those 30s, especially on Wednesday for the coast as well as the inland valleys. Be mindful those temperatures are going to be really chilly in the morning hours and frost is expected on Thursday. We're also going to clear out with that storm system by Thursday, gradually warming up into the weekend, back into the 80s for the desert by Tuesday. John?